What is Vedic? Episode 4. The Vedas. The surviving Vedic manuscripts were written on palm leaves, which are narrow leaflets of delicate bark paper. Storehouses of these ancient bundles of scriptures are stored at the Bhandakar Oriental Institute in Pune, Maharashtra, India. The four major Vedic texts are the Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajur Veda, and Atharva Veda, all said to be written as far back as the Satya and Treta Yugas, when religious observance was at its highest. These scriptures mostly consist of prayers to cosmic deities, what we call mantras, instructions for performing rituals, and pastimes of important cosmic personalities. The Vedic Nights film is based on the srimad-bhagavatam, which was written down by the sage Vyasa at the beginning of the Kali Yuga in approximately 3000 BC. Prior to the Kali Yuga, these religious texts were completely memorized by the sages, recited during rituals, and orally passed down through the lineage from master to disciple. Today, for one guru to memorize thousands of verses is nearly impossible. But remember, in past ages, humans possessed different potentialities. Back then, life did not revolve around satisfying one's physical needs, such as gathering food, seeking shelter from the elements, and maintaining a family. From the Golden Age Satya Yuga on downwards until today, the conditions on earth became physically denser and materialistic in the literal and spiritual sense. Human beings' ability diminished, and such long texts could not be memorized. Thus, there was a need to preserve the ancient knowledge in writing. Modern historians are at such a variance as to how and when the Vedas appeared, because they were put to paper at a far later date than they were orally composed. One can easily get lost in the web of chronological details and overlook the simple idea that their composition was in prior yugas. The four oldest Vedic texts are admittedly difficult to read, and one will notice the intense adherence to minute ritualistic details, including obscure medicinal conditions and prescriptions. And the original translation from Sanskrit to English loses complexity and nuance, like all translations, so a careful and in-depth study with reference to the purports of learned Vedic scholars is recommended. But this is not the case with the Srimad-bhagavatam, which can be easily picked up and read by a Western reader, as we will discover in the next episode.